Hello, football fans. Welcome to Aces Field as we are getting ready for week number 11. That is right. The playoffs are here. It is a Division 6, and it is a Division 6 regional semifinal game. The Aces finishing in the top 4 in Region 22. They are hosting. It's the third time now that they've hosted a playoff game here at Hicksville, and we are so glad to be able to be here to bring you the coverage on this Friday night. First Friday in November, a full moon beaming down on Hicksville. And we are getting ready for football action as the Gibsonburg Golden Bears have made the long trip from Sandusky County to take on the Aces here tonight. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television. Joined in the studio, or in the press box here tonight, Amy Murphy on camera. And Benjamin, one of our new volunteers, is here tonight observing and getting his feet wet with the camera work, and his sister Jasmine accompanying him. So glad to have Ben and Jazz here with us up in the press box, getting their feet wet. And we're getting ready for some Rock'em Sock'em football here tonight. Week number 11, the playoffs are underway. And we've got a lot of people to say thank you to as we get ready for the coverage. So first off, I want to make sure to recognize all of our football broadcast underwriters making our coverage here tonight possible. They include, as of always, of course, throughout the entire season and all Aces football and sports coverage, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford here in Hicksville, the Jim Schmidt Truck Lot, and, of course, online at jimschmidtauto.com. We also want to say a huge thank you to other playoff sponsors who have joined us with their underwriting support to make it possible for us to cover the Aces in the playoffs, or as far as they go this year. They include our good friends at the Hicksville Athletic Boosters, proudly supporting Hicksville athletics in every way, shape, and form. The Hicksville Rotary Club, community service, and again, proud to support community endeavors. Community Memorial Hospital here in Hicksville. Alliance Tax Services, Denise Suter, of course, inviting you to attend this year's Christmas cruise through. And don't forget the special spaghetti dinner coming up on November 18th. We also want to say a big thank you to the First Federal Bank Hicksville branch, Kroll Scranton Insurance, Eric Kroll and Company, and our good friends at the Hicksville Bank, all of them lending their support and making it possible for us to be here tonight, and hopefully for maybe a game or two after this as the Aces get started going down the campaign trail. the Aces have taken the field, and as we were sort of intimidating last week, they got to wear the all blacks. They were out warming up in their traditional red jerseys, but we had heard that the Aces had asked if they could wear the all black setup, and Coach Smith had told them, hey, host a playoff game, and you can wear the black getup. So they're hosting a playoff game, and they're wearing the all blacks here tonight. We're glad to have you here with us. Again, a little later start. The OHSAA mandates that the playoff games start a half hour later at 7:30, and that's to accommodate the travel time, obviously, because some schools have to make a much farther trip than normal to be able to get their fans and their team to the field. Now, of course, this first week, the top 4 in each region will host a game. After this, all the games played at neutral sites. And we'll talk about it a little bit later, but should the Aces win tonight, then they're going to have their work cut out. Most likely they're going to have their work cut out for them next week. Gibsonburg's going to kick off. The Aces set to receive to get this playoff game started. And again, we are so glad to have you with us. A big thank you to Mr. Hott and Dave Blue filling in for Mr. Overmeyer and the Hicksville Athletic Department, making us feel very welcome. We're set up here. Great spot as always. Gibsonburg puts their foot to it, and they're going to kick it down the field, scooped up by Peyton Tunis at about the 14-yard line. Tunis stays on his feet, reverses field. A nice cut, and he eludes another tackle, and Tunis gets all the way out to about the 31-yard line before they take him down. So a good solid return from Peyton Tunis puts the Aces in fairly decent position to start off their first possession tonight. Takes 8 seconds off the first quarter clock. We're scoreless in the first, and the Aces are on offense. First up here in the playoff. 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line. Again, so glad to have you here with us for tonight's playoff football contest. The Aces get their offense set. Don't know a lot about the Gibsonburg Golden Bears, except that they're number 5 in the region, so they're no slouches on the gridiron. Comiso makes the grab, first down yardage as Mason carries it out to about the 44-yard line. So the Aces, one play from scrimmage, first down. They're not going into the huddle. Jake Greer wearing number 10 tonight in memory of Noah Carrickson, and he hangs on to the ball himself and powers forward for about 5. You'll notice, if you can see every now and then, that Noah's number 10 is emblazoned on the field, as his hard count almost gets him to jump again. Greer making a few adjustments here at the last minute. Takes a snap, laterals it over to Tunis. Tunis makes the catch. Peyton Tunis, first down, and he slips a tackle on the sideline. He cuts back upfield and slips another tackle. And Tunis is going to get down inside the 35-yard line, and a flag thrown near the end of the play. And we'll see whether that's going to be a hold against the offense or the defense. The ball right now resting at about the 34-yard line, but it's going to come back. The good news is that the infraction happened near the end of the play. So since it's a spot foul, they'll mark off 10 yards from where Tunis ended the play, which was well past the first down marker. So even with the 10-yard penalty, it should still be an Aces first down at the 44-yard line of the Golden Bears. And I'll apologize in advance now if I accidentally say Bryan instead of Gibsonburg at some point tonight, because obviously when you think of the Golden Bears in this area. Lateral pass again caught by Tunis. Tunis working up the sideline. They wrap him up and they'll take him down at about the 33-yard line. And there was a late hit, and I think that actually it did more damage to one of the Gibsonburg players than it did to Tunis. Number 56 for Gibsonburg is on the turf. That's Nate Kissel. Kissel, a senior defensive linebacker. And we'll have a quick injury timeout. It was like a late hit, but it said the Gibsonburg player didn't hit Tunis. He kind of missed Tunis or glanced off of him, and he went into his own guy. So the late hit, I think, did more damage to Kissel for Gibsonburg. So they'll get him up, and he's gimping a little bit, favoring one of his legs, but under his own power. So they'll march him to the sideline, and we'll get ready to get back in action. 10:43 to go in the first quarter here tonight. So the Aces with a 1st and 10 at the Gibsonburg 33-yard line. Greer drops back in the shotgun again. 3 wide receivers out on the far side. Airs it off right down the middle, and Comiso was not looking for it. He threw the ball just a fraction of a second before Comiso turned to look for the ball coming his way, and he was lucky that there wasn't anybody else in the vicinity. The ball falls to the ground, incomplete. So I'm not sure whether that was a miscommunication or the timing was just a little bit off. There might be some jitters out there. It's a big playoff game. Greer, again dropping back, a quick release, caught by Parker Thiel. Thiel with a juke move gets down to about the 20-yard line. Parker Thiel takes it down to the 21-yard line. That'll be good for another Aces first down. Good crowd here tonight for Hicksville, and actually a pretty good contingent coming over from Gibsonburg. Quarterback keeper for Greer as he powers down near the 15. He'll pick up about 5. Greer will take it down to the 16-yard line, a pickup of 5 to make it 2nd and 5. As the Aces in the red zone, Comiso man in motion, hand off to Mason. Mason looking to turn the corner. He eludes one, doesn't get away from the second one. He might have got about a yard. We'll see if they give him anything or if it's going to be 3rd and 5. It looks like it should be about 3rd and 4. So, yeah, Comiso doesn't quite get around the corner on the far sideline and gets brought down at the 15 for a gain of 1, 3rd and 4. Nice catch. And I think that was Sanderson that made the grab over on the far sideline to give the Aces a 1st and goal. I want to stand corrected. That was number 8, Braden Langham, that made the grab. So Langham with the catch to give the Aces a 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Greer hangs on to it himself, and it looks like he coughed up the football. And the Gibsonburg Golden Bears are saying that they recovered the fumble, and it looks like indeed they did. So Greer on the quarterback keeper loses the football. Fumble recovered by the Golden Bears, and Gibsonburg will be on offense now. They recovered the fumble in the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. That'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. And Golden Bears all right, well, they moved it out to the 20, which would make it a touchback in the end zone. Our camera people saying that it looked like they were a little short, but we're at the 20-yard line, and Gibsonburg's first play from scrimmage goes nowhere. He might have got a half a yard. So the Golden Bears break huddle again. Mitch Tilley, number 9, that's Addison Weaver serving as quarterback for that play. And again, nothing doing for the Golden Bears. They might have picked up another yard. That'll bring up 3rd and long. They managed to get the ball out to the 22-yard line. Addison Weaver, number 9, puts the ball in the air. It's off the hands of his intended receiver and incomplete. And that'll bring out the punting unit for Gibsonburg. So the Golden Bears got some good size on them, but not able to crack the Aces defense on that series. So Jared Harrison, the punter, takes the snap and muffs it. It's going to be a short one, and the Aces back off and let it roll dead as it only gets out to about the 33-yard line, and a flag is thrown. And it looks like that might be a sideline warning. So some of the Aces players and some of the other people out on the field when they shouldn't ought to have been. So a sideline warning for the Aces. They'll get things switched around. It'll be Hicksville's ball, 1st and 10 at the Gibsonburg 38-yard line. So they'll put it, officially they'll make it the 37-yard line. Good eyes, Ben. So back on offense for the Aces. 7:58 to go. Greer finds a seam, hangs onto the ball, and he's in a world of trouble. Jake's just going to go down at the 40-yard line for a loss of about 3. Greer was trying for the quick hitter. He didn't have anybody open. A seam opened up. He tried to take off, but he got wrapped up. So they're going to say that he actually got to the 39-yard line, so it'll be a loss of 2. That'll bring up 2nd and a long 12, or 2nd and 13 if you prefer. Tunis and Langham, the wide receivers, out on the far side. Comiso and Thiel on the near side towards us. Greer takes the snap, puts the ball in the air, caught by Thiel. He's taken down right away at the 34-yard line. That was number 15, Jesse Arriaga, that got him. So pickup of about 5, but that still leaves the Aces with a 3rd and 8 to deal with. Clock continues to roll. 6:45 to go here in our opening quarter. Still no score here tonight in this Division 6 regional semifinal. Hard count by Greer, doesn't quite get him to go. Laterals it over, and it's off the hands of Tunis. And unfortunately, Peyton, you can't pick it up off of one bounce and go. That's going to bring up 4th down and 8. And we'll see if the Aces, they're on the Gibsonburg side of the field. And they can go for it, and even if they don't make it, they'll still be putting Gibsonburg in about the position they would be in if they got a punt or... So, Aces are going to go for it. Greer, quick hitter off to Parker Thiel. Thiel, juke move, gets by 1, spins down, and that should be good for a 1st down. And Thiel's still on his feet, and they're going to finally blow the play dead at about the 21-yard line. Parker Thiel kept those legs moving. He was not going to go down, and it was almost like watching a rugby scrum as this pile of guys moving across the field. 1st down for the Aces. Parker Thiel gets the job done and takes the ball down to the 21-yard line and gives the Aces a fresh set of downs. Actually, they're going to put it at the 22. Out of the shotgun, Greer throws it to Thiel again. Thiel makes the catch right at about the 15-yard line. That's where he'll go down. We'll see where they mark it, 15, 16-yard line. And it looks like they're going to put the nose of the football right there on the 15-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 6 to make it 2nd and 4. So again, the Aces down inside the red zone. Threatening for the 2nd time here tonight. Hard count, but they hold off. Greer manages to evade that tackle. Dives forward, hangs on to the football, gets down near the 10-yard line. I was a little worried there because it looks like they got a good pull on Jake's arm with the football, but he held on to the pigskin. And it will be good enough for an Aces first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. So the Aces will be able to pick up another first down if they need it by getting to the 1. But I don't think they're thinking along those lines. Greer hands it off to Tunis. Tunis makes the cut and into the end zone. Touchdown, Aces. Peyton Tunis from 11 yards out into the end zone. And Hicksville dents the scoreboard first. Goes up 6-0 with 4:58 left to go in the first quarter. They'll set up, and out comes number 22, all the way from France, Victor Cote. So far, Cote has been doing a yeoman's job handling the extra point attempts. Tunis is going to hold, kick up, and no doubt about it. And again, he bounces it off the roof of the field house. And the Aces are up now 7-0. So Hicksville draws first blood. And they take an early 7-0 lead here in the playoff game. So the Aces will huddle up, and they'll get ready to kick it off to the Gibsonburg Golden Bears for the first time tonight. And Gibsonburg get ready to get their hands on the football for the 2nd time this evening. And we'll see if they've been able to make any quick adjustments, because they did not do much of anything offensively in their first set against the Aces here tonight. Again, we want to say a big thank you to some of our football broadcast underwriters making tonight's coverage possible, including the Hicksville branch of First Federal Bank, Crawl Insurance, the Hicksville Bank, and our good friends at Alliance Tax Services, Denise Suter. Again, reminding you, Christmas Cruise Through opens up to the general public Friday after Thanksgiving. And don't miss out on their special spaghetti dinner coming up on November 18th. It's going to be Travian Tunis who lines it across the turf. It's scooped up at about the 25-yard line and out to about the 40. So a good, strong run for Gibsonburg. I believe that was Jared Harrison, number 21 rather, that takes the ball out. They'll put it down officially at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10, Gibsonburg. As we mentioned tonight, the Aces wound up on the computer points rankings with number 4 in Region 22. And Gibsonburg is number 5, so that's why they are matched up here tonight. Number 4 plays number 5. So the Golden Bears, no slouch. Handoff up the middle. He bounces off of the first group and tries to move laterally. Doesn't get much more. Pickup of maybe 3. That'll take it to the 44-yard line. Make it 2nd and 7. Addison Weaver rolling out, hanging on to the ball. And again, no gain. Weaver's got good height on him. Stands 6'3". And he is a junior. So he'll be back with Gibsonburg next year. 3:44, and the clock rolling again, third down. Weaver drops back. He's going to air it out. He's got a man. Nope. Overthrows his intended receiver, number 15, Jesse Arriaga. And so that sails about 5 yards beyond Arriaga's grasp and brings up fourth down. And on their side of the field, it looks like we're going to see another punt from the Golden Bears. They're huddling up. The Aces are putting Tunis deep, but he's the lone deep man. And again, number 21, Jarrett Harrison, dropping back to handle the punting chores. Long snap, and it's over his head. He gets his hold of it and barely kicks it away. And it's going to be stopped at the 45, 46-yard line. So the punting game has really been atrocious for Gibsonburg here tonight. They've had to kick it away 2 times, and I don't think that, like I said, I don't think that they have gotten more than about maybe the first punt. They might have got about 12 yards, and this one, this year they only got this time. So again, a bad snap, and again, credit Harrison for getting it under control and at least being able to get it away. Not much there. So good field position again for the Aces. Greer dropping back, looking downfield. Greer's going to unload, and he's going to overthrow his intended receiver. Braden Langham was coming back across the center of the field, and Greer overshoots him. So that'll be incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Ball going to remain at the 45-yard line. Yeah, the other foreign exchange. The German one is number 65. Yep, that's correct. Moritz. And that's Comiso with the ball, and Comiso is going in the wrong direction. He gets a block from Greer. Comiso reverses his field, powers forward, and Mason is going to get some positive yardage. Not a lot, but Greer's going to get down to about the 43-yard line. He actually ran for about a quarter of a mile to get those 2 or 3 yards. But at least he did not draw a flag, and there were no blocks in the backs or clips or holding or hand to the face, and he didn't get taken down back on the Aces side of the field. So a 3-yard pickup from Mason Comiso makes it 3rd and 7. And that's going to be an easy 5 for the Aces as the hard count finally works for Greer. He's been coming close to getting them 2 or 3 times already tonight, and that time they jump and make contact. So their 3rd and 7 becomes a 3rd and 3. Three wide receivers out on the far sideline. Aaron dotting the I behind Greer, and Parker Thiel out wide on the near side towards us. Greer floating it downfield, and again overshoots Thiel. That'll bring up 4th down. Must be this thin, cold air. The ball is sailing a little further than both quarterbacks anticipating. They've both been overthrowing it. Either that or a little extra adrenaline being in the playoff game. 4th down. And, of course, the Aces going for it on the Gibsonburg side of the field. Caught by Parker Thiel. Thiel makes a nice cut. He's going to have 1st down yardage and more. Thiel gets inside the 25-yard line, and they'll take him down near the 22. We'll see where they officially mark it. But a nice catch and run. They fake the handoff to Comiso. Greer spun around and threw the quick hitter to Parker Thiel, and Thiel wound his way through a little traffic and again powers down to the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 Aces. Greer going to hang on to it himself this time. Greer turns the corner, spin move, and Greer stretches it out and gets down inside the 15. Jake Greer motors down to the 12-yard line. Minute 42. And they'll stop the clock long enough to get things repositioned. First and 10 Aces. So fresh set of downs for Hicksville, as Greer has them back in the red zone again. And again, the hard count almost gets him to jump. Greer hangs on to the ball, and he's going to be taken down behind the line. Greer got back to about the 14-yard line, so that'll be a loss of about 2. That'll make it second and about 14. So Greer looking to throw the ball downfield, didn't have a receiver open, and that time Gibsonburg was able to get him and bring him down for a couple yards loss. Greer again hanging on to it himself. Jake inside the 10, and multiple flags thrown on that play, and I'm going to guess that's coming back. So we'll wait for the officials to let us know, but again, that kind of looked like a hold as Greer was making the run, and indeed it's going to be against the Aces holding. That'll back him up 10. So we'll see where they spot the foul and mark it off. Going to move the ball back to the 24-yard line. So they'll say that the hold occurred just about the line of scrimmage at the 14. So that'll make it second and about 22 or 24 yards. So second and long. We'll just leave it at that. Second and long for the Aces. And Greer, nothing doing there. Well, he stays on his feet, and they'll finally get him down. He might have got a yard. Greer started straight up the middle with some blockers in front of him. He ran into trouble right away. It looked like he tried to back out and spin around and try it again, but they wrapped him up, and they'll take him down for about a 1-yard gain. Ball at the 24-yard line. And that'll be the end of the first half. So time runs out, and we've played the first 12 minutes of this playoff game, and after one quarter, it's the Aces leading Gibsonburg here at Aces Field, 7-0, our first quarter score. And once again, we want to take some time here as we get ready to switch ends of the field to say a big thank you to all of our playoff football broadcast underwriters making our coverage possible here tonight. They include our good friends, the Hicksville Athletic Boosters, supporting Hicksville athletics in every form. Our friends at the Hicksville Rotary Club. Thanks also to Community Memorial Hospital, proud to serve the Hicksville community. Denise Suter and everyone at Alliance Tax Services inviting you to this year's Christmas cruise through. And don't forget the spaghetti dinner coming up on November 18th. Thanks also to the Hicksville Bank, to Crawl Insurance, and to the First Federal Hicksville branch. And, of course, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford and the truck lot. They've been with us the entirety of the season. You're in a market for a vehicle, whether you want one brand spanking new pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, stop by, check out the great selection they have on the lots at Jim Schmidt Chevy Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford. Or you can check out the entire dealer inventory online at jimschmidtauto.com. We want to thank each and every one of them for their continued support and for their underwriting, helping us bring you playoff football here on HIX-TV. Switch ends of the field. Greer dropping back. He's in trouble, and he loses the football, and I think Gibsonburg got it. That's the second time they've stripped the ball out of Greer's hand. And we've got, I I think Jake is still down. So the Aces are going to lose their second fumble of the night. And Greer is on the ground and in pain. So we'll see. Hopefully it's nothing major, but looks like it might be an ankle. They're looking on his legs. So everybody quiets down here really quickly at Aces Field. This would be a big loss if that is the case. The backup quarterback, of course, is number 7, Landon Turnbull. And he, fortunately, with the Aces playing as well as they have, Turnbull has had a fair number of reps, and he's taken more than a few snaps. And again, Greer's coming off, favoring his left ankle a little bit, but the more he walks, the less he's limping, so that's a good sign. So we'll see whether Jake is going to be back in this game or not. But either way, they'll bring out the defensive unit. Again, Greer losing the football, and the fumble recovered by the Golden Bears of Gibsonburg. 11:53 to go here in the second quarter. Snap. Ball's thrown. Catch made. That's number 11. Brady Jaso will pick up a couple and make it 2nd and 8. Oh, I'm being told that it's pronounced Hasso. Okay. Well, the field announcer made the same mistake as I did anyway. So Brady Hasso, Addison Weaver, the quarterback, takes the snap. Weaver pitches it out, and they'll be brought down for no gain. And that was Mendoza with the carry. Brad Mendoza gets back to the line of scrimmage. Well, they're going to give him about a half a yard, it looks like. So they'll put the ball at about the 34-yard line, and it goes from 2nd and 8 to 3rd and 7. Weaver out of the shotgun, takes a snap. Weaver rolls out, looks downfield, nothing doing. He's in trouble. Aaron gets him. The ball's loose. And the Aces knock the ball loose, but unfortunately, Addison Weaver falls right on top of it as they're taking him down. So they're going to get the sack and the big loss and knock him all the way back to the 21-yard line, but they won't be able to recover the football. Clock will keep running, 10 minutes, 15 seconds and counting as we move towards halftime. And they'll bring out their punter, Jared Harrison. So far, Harrison has been snake bit tonight. Hasn't been able to really put his foot into either of the punts he has attempted so far. Lower snap, he gets it under control, and this time he gets his foot into it, and that's a nice punt, and it'll come down and get scooped up by Peyton Tunis at about the 38-yard line. Tunis will get out to about the 47-48 when he's knocked out of bounds. So the Aces still going to get some pretty good field position thanks to the big tackle for loss on that third down play. And we'll see who's going to be handling the quarterbacking chores for the Aces for this offensive series. They're still working on Greer, so I'm going to guess we're going to see number 7, Landon Turnbull. Jake Greer's still on the bench, and they got the big rolls of tape out. They're working on that ankle. And now they're going to have Peyton Tunis in at quarterback. Tunis keeps the ball himself. Tunis, a quick move, and he'll get across the 50 to the 49-yard line of Gibsonburg. So Landon Turnbull on the sideline. Turnbull just a freshman. And Peyton Tunis, again, is going to be standing in. Contreras back there with him, and that's going to be a handoff to number 8. And Langham is going to pick up maybe another yard or two. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 for the Aces at the 48-yard line. So again, Langham is out there along with Contreras and Camiso, and Tunis has taken the last couple of snaps. So kind of a different offensive setup. Again, with Jake Greer on the sideline getting his ankle worked on after he got his bell rung a little bit. Tunis with the ball makes a cut. Tunis going to be inside the 45-yard line down to about the 44. That's still going to be a couple yards shy of the first down marker. So 4th and 2 for the Aces. And they're going for it. They need 2 to move the chains. Tunis puts a man in motion. And now they're going to play the waiting game here. And they're going to call timeout. So trying to see if they could maybe bamboozle the Golden Bears a little bit and maybe get them to jump and give them 5 yards and an easy first down. But Gibsonburg didn't go for that. So timeout with 7:37 to go here in our first half. Aces up 7-0. And Greer now up off the bench, bouncing up and down a little bit on the sideline. And he's heading back into the huddle. And the Aces crowd liking that a lot. So Greer, they've got his ankle taped up. It's about halfway up his left or his right leg. Back in the game. So, yeah, we got some activity over on the far side of the park here. So Greer back in at quarterback for this 4th and 2 play. And we'll see how Jake's mobility is here after getting that ankle worked on. He's a tough guy, though. It was going to take an awful lot to get him out of this game. Greer. Quick hitter, caught by Camiso for a first down. Camiso battling down near the 35-yard line. And Gibsonburg, they're swarming in as soon as the Aces get the ball. They're rocking and socking, and they're working on trying to knock that ball loose every chance they get. Credit the Aces for hanging on to the football. And again, some hard running from Camiso and Parker Thiel so far tonight. They've kept the drives alive. Fresh set of downs, Greer. Again, a quick hitter off the middle to Tunis, and Tunis inside the 30-yard line down to about the 28. Pickup of about 8, maybe 9. We'll see where they mark it. They're going to give him 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. As we are nearing the halfway point of this second quarter. Greer caught by Camiso. Camiso, and he actually got helped by the Gibsonburg defender who threw him towards the Gibsonburg end zone. So instead of going the other way and probably bringing him down around the 20-yard line, they managed to take it all the way down to the 16-yard line before they get Camiso on the turf. Back in the red zone for the Aces. Greer. And we'll see if they're going to give Camiso the catch. And they will. It looked like one of the Gibsonburg players might have got a hand on it. And it blocked my view, so I couldn't see whether Camiso got it cleanly or got it on the short hop. So, like I said, so the officials say, yep, he caught it clean. So that's good enough for us. First and goal from the 5-yard line. Greer into the end zone. Touchdown, Aces. So Greer takes it in from 5 yards out, and the Aces go up 13-0 as they find themselves in the end zone for the second time tonight. Victor Coate will come out for the extra point with 6 minutes exactly left here before halftime. So right at the midway point of the second quarter, the Aces into the end zone again. Coate dropping back for the extra point attempt. Peyton Tunis the holder. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. No doubt about that. Coate 2 for 2. And the Aces go up by 2 touchdowns here in the second quarter, 14-0. Our score here in this playoff game, Division 6 regional semifinal. And again, our football coverage being brought to you tonight thanks to the underwriting support of Alliance Tax Services, the Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, the Hicksville Rotary Club, our good friends at the Hicksville Athletic Boosters, and of course the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, the Jim Schmidt Trunk Lot, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. Hey, we want to wish best of luck to a couple other GMC teams. The Aces are not the only GMC team playing in the postseason tonight. The Wayne Trace Raiders are at St. Paul this evening, and Edgerton is hosting a playoff game down at Bulldog Stadium against Tiffin Calvert tonight. So we'll wish them the very best of luck in their matchups this evening. And we also want to say big best wishes to Mike Myers and Michaela Sullivan. They're the 2 cross-country runners that are going to be running at the state meet tomorrow on November the 4th. So we want to wish them the best of luck. I think Michaela runs at like 10:30 or 11:30, and I think it's 1:30 for Michael Myers. So wish them the very best. Kickoff and brought down at about the 36-yard line. Now the Aces are stoked. They're feeling it with this 14-point lead. 5:56 to go before halftime here. And that's still a lot of football to be played here at Aces Field yet tonight. And it's starting to get kind of cool up here in the press box. Down there on the field, too, but I don't think there's anybody wearing one of those black jerseys that's feeling cold at all. 5:56, and the Golden Knights back on offense. Snap and a quick handoff, and they're waiting for him. Mendoza might have got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little past it, but not by much, as he ran right into the welcoming arms of an Aces defender. And that was Aaron that got him, number 33. Edgerton is leading Tiffin Calvert. I think they said it was 14-7, and Wayne Trace is trailing in their game tonight. We'll try to keep track of those scores as best we can. Runs into his own man, but then a good, solid run, a quarterback keeper for Addison Weaver. And it looks like he might have been stopped for an interval game, but he rolled off the back of his player that he ran into and powers straight ahead, and he gets out to the 47-yard line, and that's good enough for a Gibsonburg first down. And I think that's only their second first down on offense so far tonight. So it's been kind of a rough night for the Golden Bears so far. See if they can get things back on track. Weaver with a long count, takes the snap. Quick throw out, caught by number 15. Number 15 takes off down the sideline, gets out to about the 45-yard line, and they throw a flag. That was Jesse Arriaga. And Arriaga gets taken down at about the 45-yard line, but a flag near the end of the play. So we'll wait for the official determination, as actually flags went flying all over the place. I saw one, but now looking on the field, I see about 3 of them laying around. And that's going to be a hold against the Golden Bears. And that, with the flag thrown near the end of the play, so we'll see. And they're going to say the hold occurring at the line of scrimmage, which is why Arriaga had that nice hole to be able to run through. So that'll back the Gibsonburg Golden Bears back up to their own 36-yard line. It'll stay first down, but now it's going to be first and about 20 yards to go. First and 21. Weaver will work out of the shotgun again. Rolling out, looking down the field. Puts the ball in the air, incomplete. Intended receiver was number 4, John Auld. But Auld, not able to grab it before going out of bounds. That'll stop the clock at 4:41. And what so far has been a pretty quickly moving first half of action. We're down to, like I said, 4:41 before halftime, and our actual time of play has been about 50 minutes, I'm going to guess, give or take. Weaver, thrown, caught, and brought down at the 39-yard line. That was Jarrett Harrison with the catch. He'll get back some of the lost yardage, but it's still going to be 3rd and about 17. 3rd and 18 officially. So 3rd and very long for Weaver. He takes the snap, drops back, looks downfield. Aaron's right behind him. He's running for his life now. Parker Thiel's going to get him. And that was mighty close. They took him out, and there was almost a late hit committed by Zach Brickle. Brickle was lucky it was just a glancing blow. If he'd lowered that shoulder, they'd have thrown the flag on him. So Brickle tried to pull up and kind of hit a glancing blow out of the field of play, so no flag goes flying. It does stop the clock, though, going out of bounds. 4 minutes exactly left here in the half. And the punting unit back on, Jarrett Harrison. Harrison had 2 less than desirable punts. His last one was pretty good, and he gets a good kickoff this time as well. Going to go right to Tunis. Tunis makes the grab, and Tunis, not much of a return. He might have got about 5 or 6. Peyton gets it out to about the 31, 32-yard line. The important thing, though, is that Peyton got possession, and he held on to the ball when they took him down. They're going to mark it at the 31-yard line officially, and that's where the Aces will take over 1st and 10 with 3:50 to go before halftime. The Gibsonburg Golden Bears bringing their band with them, and they're going to be providing some of the halftime entertainment along with the Aces Pride Marching Band. So we'll look forward to that. So Greer back out on the field, back on offense. Jake takes the snap, looks downfield. He's going to open it up. Comiso makes Comiso had it in his hands. He wasn't able to control it, though, as he went down. It pops loose as he rolls on the turf, so that'll be an incompletion. He'll stop the clock at 3:43. It was a good throw from Greer, and it was right in Comiso's hands. He just lost control of it as he went down. So they'll reset and try it again. Give the Aces and Coach Smith credit. They figured, why not? Let's go for it and pop the cork and see what happens and see if we can hit him hard and hit him deep. And that one's deflected. Greer was trying another quick hitter on, looked like Comiso cutting across the middle. And I think that was number 53. Nick Haid for Gibsonburg got his hand on it, knocked it to the turf. It was either him or 55. I couldn't see. It was 53 or 55. 56. Okay, that would have been Kissel. Somebody from Gibsonburg knocked it down. Greer fakes the throw, goes the other way, Airs it out, Parker Thiel. And Thiel gets it knocked out of his hands at the last minute. Great defense from Gibsonburg's number 15, Jesse Arriaga. It was right in Thiel's hands, too, and Arriaga just got in there and just enough to knock it loose. And that's going to bring up 4th down. And we may see Greer punt the football for the first time here tonight, as they're still back a ways on. And now they've got number 8 in. Greer, they're worried about the ankle, so Langham is back to do the punting. And they'll roll it on the ground, and Langham actually is going to get a good kick away. It's going to be caught and off the hands, and it's going to be recovered by the Aces. What a mistake by the Gibsonburg Golden Knights, as Brady Hasso has it bounce right off of his chest onto the turf, and it's recovered by Hicksville, and that was number 6, Jonah Gipple, that got it, the sophomore. So the Aces, it's just like they made one of those catches that Greer threw down the field, because they moved the ball all the way down to the 46-yard line of Gibsonburg. Clock continues to roll, too, as we're down to 3 minutes and 15 seconds and counting here before halftime. And the Gibsonburg Golden Bears, that's got a smart.
Golden Knights. Keep switching them, because you do Knights and Bears.
Am I saying Knights and Bears? Well, it's the Golden Bears.
That's why I'm asking why.
Peyton Tunis down to the 40-yard line.
Is it Bears or is it Knights?
It is the Golden Bears. I thought I've been saying the Golden Bears most of the time.
About 90% of the time.
Well, I'm thinking about Crestview, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm being told that I'm going forth between the Golden Bears and the Golden Knights. I apologize if that's the case. It is the Gibsonburg Golden Bears. Greer. Fakes the handoff to Tunis and makes the quick pass to Langham. Braden can't hang on to it, though. It's incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
As long as they're golden, we're not going to worry. As long as they're golden, nobody will care.
2:29 left in the first half.
Just not golden shows.
And again, a big thank you to our football broadcast underwriters making our coverage possible tonight, including, of course, our good friends, Jim Schmidt Family of Automotive Dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Greer takes the snap, drops back, puts it in the air, caught by Comiso. Comiso eludes one tackle, nice spin move. Off to the races, Mason down to near the 25-yard line. He stays in bounds, it looks like. That'll keep the clock going, and it will move the chains. They'll stop the clock long enough for the down markers to get placed. Aces up 14-0, and down to the 25-yard line, looking to see if they can crack it into the red zone one more time here before the intermission. So 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Handoff, and that's Comiso once again. Comiso, a nice cut. He dives down towards the 10-yard line, and it looks like they're going to mark him down at about the 12. That'll be good enough for another Aces 1st down, as they'll be back in the red zone. 1st and 10, Aces from the 12. Up by 14. Looking to see if they can maybe go up by 3 scores before they go into the halftime locker room. Greer, hand off to Tunis. Tunis with a nice cut, heading towards daylight in the end zone. And he is in. Touchdown Aces. Peyton Tunis from 12 yards out breaks into the end zone. And that'll put the Aces up 20-0 with 1:31 to go here in this first half. Aces crowd on their feet. Student section having a great time here tonight. And Victor Cote out to see if he can split the uprights one more time here this evening. 1:31. Tunis gets ready for the hold. Ball down, kick up, and good. Victor Cote 3 for 3 now. And the Hicksville Aces up by 3 touchdowns, 21-0 over the Golden Bears of Gibsonburg. So they are, you can hear the crowd here on the Aces side of the field. They're supporting their Aces. And they are having a good time here tonight. Kind of quiet on the overside of the field for the Gibsonburg Golden Bears. That's a long trip to make for getting pummeled pretty bad here in the first half. But again, there's still a whole other half of football yet to go this evening. And Gibsonburg, there's a reason why that they were number 5 in the 5 in the region. They're no slouches. So we'll see what kind of adjustments that Coach Steve Reeser comes up with over the halftime break. So Victor Coate, Travian Tunis, and Braden Langham are all there near the football. You never know who's going to kick it. It's going to be Tunis. Tunis is going to just a nice one hopper that they're going to pick up at about the 35-yard line, and they'll manage to advance it out to close to the 39. So about a 4-yard return on the kick to get back in action with Gibsonburg. Quick hit and caught, and then a little bit of a flea flicker. Misdirection. The ball winds up in the hands of Brad Mendoza. Mendoza is going to get some nice positive yardage. Pickup of about 4. And they'll take it out to about the 43-yard line. Where it'll be second and 6. Yep, they'll pick up of about 4. Weaver looking over his crew. Takes the snap. Quick handoff, and again, that'll be to Mendoza. And Mendoza heads towards the 45-yard line. They're going to say his knee touched at about the 44. That'll be a gain of about 1. And a timeout on the field. And that's going to be, I think the Aces calling that timeout. Looking to probably see if they can figure out a way to maybe there's 41 seconds left in the half. And I don't know if the Aces are going to see if maybe they can get a stop here, bring up 4th down, and maybe get the ball back and try to heft one into the end zone here before halftime.
I think it's more likely to break up the momentum.
Or, like I said, yeah, if they just want to throw Gibsonburg out of their rhythm a little bit. So Gibsonburg will break huddle first. Again, 41 seconds. They're looking at a 3rd and 6. They need to get the ball to the 49-yard line for a first down. And again, 41 seconds. Gibsonburg hasn't taken a timeout yet, too, so they have their full contingent of 3 timeouts. Weaver works out of the shotgun. Dropping back, looking downfield. He's going to unload it, and nobody there. They were looking for Jesse Arriaga looking for a flag, but he was not held. So that'll bring up 4th down. 37 seconds to go, and the clock stops on the incomplete pass. So I would assume Gibsonburg would probably try to go for it here on 4th and 6. Because even if they don't make it, that at least will get the clock rolling and burn off They're going to want to burn off as much time as possible. If they drop back and punt it, and number 21 dropping back, looks like they are going to punt it, and then we're going to have a timeout. And Gibsonburg's going to take a timeout here. Because I said, I'm not sure about that. If you punt it, then you're going to give the Aces a chance to run it back because the clock won't start until you kick the ball. If you run a play then you could take more time off. I mean, you could actually get yourself a fresh set of downs, and even if you don't, you could still maybe whittle off another 5 seconds or so more than you would be able to if you kick the ball. Yeah. So, and like I said, and as Amy points out, and Ben is saying the same thing too, when you've got a punter that's only been about 50% effective, he's had 2 good punts, and he's had a couple of shank punts. So, well, they're still going to drop back. Jarrett Harrison back deep, looking like he's going to punt. 37 seconds, but it's a fake. He's rolling out. Harrison's putting the ball in the air, and it's going to be intercepted. There's a flag thrown. And still on his feet. And back to the 40-yard line. The ball intercepted by Mason Van Atta, this year's homecoming king. So Van Atta gets it down to about the 41-yard line, but there's flags thrown on the play, so we'll see what's what here. And that's going to be an eligible receiver downfield on the Gibsonburg Golden Bears. And that will be declined by the Aces, obviously. So it'll be Hicksville's ball, 1st and 10 from the Gibsonburg 41-yard line with 24 seconds left in the half. So, having watched the Aces play all season, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Jake Greer air it out here on this play. Either that or maybe a little bit of a misdirection, but Greer is going to go for his short man, and that's Tunis. And Tunis is going to get about another 3 or 4 yards after the catch and step out of bounds to stop the clock with 18 seconds at about the 27-yard line. And that's good enough for a first down. So the Aces, 1st and 10, now down at the 27-yard line, still with 18 seconds. Again, Tunis doing a good job getting the first down yardage, making the catch, and getting out of bounds. What you want to do in the short time drill here. And Greer now looking the other way. Tosses it across the field. Parker Thiel makes the catch, dives to the end zone, touchdown. Parker Thiel from 27 yards out on the catch and run gets him into the end zone for the 4th time here in the first half. And the Aces up now 27-0. Victor Cote out on the field. And Coate's going to see if he can split the uprights one more time for the Aces here tonight. And that'll leave. And then they'll be kicking the ball off to Gibsonburg. So Gibsonburg is going to get the ball back, but they're probably only going to have 10 seconds or less to work with. Cote, he kicks that one off towards Williams County, and that's good. 28-0. So the Aces just 2 points away from the continuous clock in the second half here. So we'll see if they do the continuous. We'll see if they do the continuous clock with a 30-point margin. The Aces go up by 30. I think that they do. So 12 seconds pending the kickoff. And again, Gibsonburg is going to get the ball back, but they are not going to have a lot of time to work with. They do have 2 timeouts. But this might be the time for the Aces to maybe unleash Victor Cote and let him just put his leg into it and just kick it as far down the field as he can and see what happens here. Like I said, because kicking it way down the field, barring a lucky return, will make it that much more difficult for them to be able to unload it towards the end zone and maybe pick up a score here. We'll see what they want to do. Coate's going to kick it hard, but on the ground, and again, the ball is loose after being touched by a Gibsonburg player. It's picked up at the 20-yard line. And they'll get it out to about the 29, so about a 9-yard return, and that burns off a lot of time. So even though Coate didn't air it out, he kicked it hard, a low liner, and got it down to about the 20-yard line. And again, Gibsonburg had to burn a lot of time. And they didn't get much out of it. Ball, the nose of the football, right on the 30-yard line. And the Golden Bears are going to have enough time for maybe one play, and it's going to be halftime. So Addison Weaver, and here they go. It's going to be time to just air it out. Weaver, time is now expired, and Weaver is not going to even get the ball out of his hands. Weaver is going to be brought down for a loss. Doesn't matter, it's halftime. And the Aces dominate the first 24 minutes here in this playoff football game, week number 11. And as we go to halftime, it's Hicksville leading Gibsonburg 28-0. Again, a thank you to all of our football underwriters making our coverage possible tonight. The Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. Thanks also to the Hicksville Athletic Boosters, the Hicksville Rotary Club, Community Memorial Hospital, Alliance Tax Services, First Federal Bank's Hicksville branch, Kroll Scranton Insurance Agency, and our good friends at the Hicksville Bank. Going to take a break. Halftime entertainment coming up from the Gibsonburg and Aces Pride marching bands. And, of course, stick around because I'll be back and have all the exciting second half play-by-play coming your way right here on HIX-TV.